Well, I'm out today on the red bike, off to the seaside, and it's pretty windy today. I think it's going to be a difficult ride. And we've had a lot of rain in the last few days, and it's forecast rain on and off for the next 2 weeks. So I think we can safely assume that summer is over. And all the people that have been moaning about the weather being too warm are now moaning that it's too wet. And people have been moaning. Oh, it's too hot. I like it hot, but I don't like it this hot. Oh, it's too dry. Have you seen my garden? And I keep saying to them, careful what you wish for, because you live in Wales. Once it starts raining, it won't stop. I always find it interesting with British people, as they say, oh, I could never have a holiday in Britain. We like to go where we know the sun's going to shine. We want some warmth. And yet when it's warm in Britain, they know. We go, oh, it's too warm. We need some rain. Anyway, enough about the weather. I'm trying out a new app, which I've downloaded for my watch. It's called Work Outdoors. I'll tell you how it goes in a future video once I've had a couple of days riding with it. It cost £8.99 once off payment, which I like, because I'm not a fan of subscription software, because the Apple Watch Fitness app is absolutely useless. Even though they made a big thing last year about how they'd updated it for cycling, but it still won't connect to my cadence sensor. And quite often, while you're riding along, I mean, they tell you an iPhone can detect when it's in your pocket. So it stays switched off, the screen goes off. And so I wrap my phone in a cloth in case it falls out of my pocket. And I put it in my back pocket, and then I ride. And sometimes after 3/4 of an hour or an hour, I can hear a faint sound of music playing. What? And then the watch has turned off the ride and is now playing music. How does that happen when it's in my pocket? And now a new thing that I've had over the last few weeks is if you stop, even for a very small amount of time, like a set of red traffic lights for example, it says, oh, see, you stopped, I'll end the workout. Do you want me to end it? And you go, no. And it doesn't give you the option for no, it just says end workout. And the only thing you can do then is push pause and then resume. And so you push resume and it doesn't register. So you get home and it hasn't recorded anything. And why? You might be asking, do I use the watch at all when I've got a Garmin? And the answer to that is simple. The Garmin isn't reliable either. It's amazing in the modern world how companies get away with selling things for absolutely exorbitant amounts of money that don't work. And that brings me on to my next gripe. My tyres. I've told you all before how much I love my Gravel King X1 tyres. And I still do. Well, I love the way they ride anyway. They ride beautifully on the road, and they work really well on gravel too. And they work even in slippery stuff. So as an all-round tyre, they're brilliant. But the problem is, they may as well be made of cling film. And with these tyres, you will have a puncture quite literally every time you ride, and quite often more than one. They really are that bad. I've thrown away two with about 80% tread because they've got punctures that cannot be repaired. And when I talk about punctures, I mean proper punctures. You know, quite often with a tubeless tyre, it'll seal without you even noticing. And with these, every time you get home, the frame will be white from tyre sealant. I've stopped 3 times today to pump up this tyre, and it just refuses point blank to seal. So this one will probably end up being thrown away. I've got one on the other bike. It's got a cut on the tread block. It can't be plugged. It won't seal. And the tyre's done about 400 miles. So these definitely are a rich man's tyre, because you're literally going to be throwing them away every couple of months. So having recommended them for so long, I'm now saying don't buy them at all, ever. And I will be looking for a different tyre. So if you've got any experience with X1s, let me know in the comments. But more importantly, let me know your recommendations for a tyre that actually works. And if you happen to represent Panaracer, you should be ashamed of yourself, because effectively you're not a company, you're a scam. And as I said, these are big punctures. Riding along and you'll see great big explosions of sealant coming out. And even if they do seal, you're replacing the sealant every 2 or 3 days. And even if somebody offers you a set of Gravel King X1s for free, just throw them straight in the bin, save yourself the hassle. Because even with plugs and spare tubes and you name it, you're still going to be walking home at some point. And as usual, if you found this video interesting, like and subscribe.